Okay, friends. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the amplifier circuits. That what is the amplifier and what are the application of the amplifier. Now in this lecture, we will see how to calculate the voltage gain, current gain, and the power gain of the amplifier. As well as also we will discuss that what should be the input resistance of a good quality of the amplifier circuit, because the output voltage of the amplifier depends on what is the input resistance of the amplifier. So in a previous session we have seen that amplifier is nothing but it is a circuit which converts the DC energy into a AC energy when the input signal is applied. So I already mentioned that amplifier doesn't mean that the output voltage is always greater than the input voltage. There are certain amplifiers where the output voltage is less than the input voltage, that we will see later on. But you should remember the amplifier circuit is converting a DC energy into AC energy when the input signal is applied. Now let us see what kind of the notation we are using for the amplifier circuit. Correct? So here if you see, we have a kind of a black box. Remember, black box means what? That it contains any kind of amplifier. There are different types of the amplifier: voltage amplifier, current amplifier, power amplifier, then transformer coupled amplifier, RC coupled amplifier. So a number of the amplifiers are there. So here we consider a general amplifier. Okay? So this is representing a black box which contains the amplifier circuit. Correct? And every amplifier circuit always contain at least a one active device. Now this active device can be a transistor, it can be a field effect transistor, it can be a vacuum tube also, or it can be a operational amplifier. Remember. So the types of the devices are there. Now whenever we have this amplifier has a input terminal like this. So these are the two lines which indicate the input terminal of the amplifier, and it has a output terminal. So here we call this as a input terminal of the amplifier, and this is known as a output terminal of the amplifier. And normally whatever this second terminal is there, this second terminal is called a reference line. Means with respect to this we are measuring what is the input voltage, with respect to this we are measuring what is the output voltage. So normally in the amplifier this reference line is common for the input and the output, and it is connected to the ground. It is not necessary that always it is connected to the ground, but in a normal amplifier, general amplifier, here one of the input terminal and one of the output terminal is always a common and which is connected to the ground. So in this way the amplifier has three terminals. This one of the input terminal, one of the output terminal, and one is a third one is a ground terminal. Now to operate this amplifier, we have to supply a DC energy source. And I already mentioned that DC energy source means it is a battery. So we are connecting a battery to this amplifier, and normally it is designated as, here this battery voltage is designated as a VCC, and due to this VCC whatever the current is flowing in the amplifier, it is a DC current, so it is designated as a IDC. Correct? Okay. Now, whatever the signal you want to amplify, that is always connected at the input terminal of the amplifier. Now, suppose you are going to amplify the signal of a microphone. Then this microphone is known as a source for the amplifier. Or if you have any kind of a sensor, means the output of the thermocouple, you want to amplify, then the thermocouple is known as a source for the amplifier circuit. And here it is represented in this way. This source is connected at the input terminal, and here it is providing a AC signal. So we have to use this symbol, and voltage is represented as Vs. So this is a source, correct? And every source has some internal resistance that is known as a source resistance, and the source resistance is always connected in series with this source. And here we write this as Rs. I think so. Already you have learned in a 12th standard that if you have a battery, remember, if you have the battery, then the battery is a source, and the battery has a internal resistance, and this internal resistance we are representing in series with this battery, correct? So battery voltage or the EMF is E, but due to this internal resistance, whatever the voltage we are measuring across the terminal of the battery, that is called a voltage V, correct? So here the source, and it has a resistance R. Same way, suppose if I will take a example of a microphone, then what is a microphone? Inside the microphone there is a one coil is there, and there is a one magnet. Here this kind of a magnet is there, that is a permanent magnet, and surrounding the permanent magnet the coil will be there. Remember, this coil is going to be attached with this magnet. Now here there will be a kind of a diaphragm. So when we speak, then it is going to produce a pressure on the diaphragm. So the sound wave is nothing but it is also known as a pressure wave. Already you know. So due to this, what will happen? This diaphragm will move inside and it will come outside. So as a result, whatever the coil is attached with the diaphragm or the core, it is also moving, it is also going inside and outside of this permanent magnet. So due to that, there will be a change in the magnetic flux, and this magnetic flux is going to induce a EMF, and that EMF is like this, correct? That depends on what is the intensity of the sound. So here what I mean to say that whatever the coil we are using, this coil is nothing but it is made up of a copper wire, and whatever the resistance of the copper wire is there, it is known as a internal resistance of a microphone, and that is known as a source resistance, and therefore here the Rs is there. So you take any device, then that device has always some internal resistance. Okay, so this source is connected at the input terminal of the amplifier. Then in the output we are connecting a load. This load is represented as RO, or sometimes it is also represented as RF. So the load resistance, the symbol for the load resistance is either RO or ARF. Now what is load? Remember, load doesn't mean that always it is a kind of a resistance and it is connected in the amplifier. Load means that is a device which dissipates the power. Here the amplifier is providing the AC power, and whatever the power is dissipated in a device, that device is known as the load. Remember, suppose the output of the amplifier is connected to a loudspeaker. It is connected to the loudspeaker, then this loudspeaker is known as a load for the amplifier. And whatever the impedance, here the loudspeaker again, it is made up of a coil. There is a coil and the resistance of the coil, that is known as a load resistance. So, here the load doesn't mean that always it will be a resistance. Where the power is going to be dissipated, that is a load. Now, sometimes in the output of the amplifier, we are connecting a motor. So, when you want to increase the speed of the motor or decrease the speed of the motor, then here instead of a load, the motor is connected. Then the motor is known as a load for the amplifier circuit, because the output power is given to the motor and accordingly the speed of the motor is going to change. So you should understand that load doesn't mean there is a resistance connected in the amplifier, but the output of the amplifier is connected to some device and that device is known as a load. Okay? Now this amplifier here, this amplifier contains a active device like a transistor, correct? Already you know. Now surrounding the transistor, the number of the components are connected together. Due to this, the amplifier is going to offer some resistance to the source, and that is known as a input resistance of the amplifier. So normally here it is represented as ARI. This is called a input. Again, try to understand. The amplifier circuit contains one active device, and to operate the active device, we have to provide some proper bias, and for that we are using number of resistance and capacitor, and that is going to offer a resistance to a source, and that resistance is known as a internal or the input resistance of the amplifier. Same way the amplifier has also a output resistance, because the number of the components are also connected with the load. Then here it is represented as RO dash. RO dash is called a output resistance of the amplifier. Okay. Now when we applied a signal, here my input signal is very small like this. Then due to this signal, there will be a flow of a current. Correct? This current is known as a source current IS, or it is also known as a input current for the amplifier circuit. And when the source current is flowing, then there is a drop across the resistance Ri. Then whenever the source current is flowing in the amplifier, then there is a drop across the Ri, which is known as a input voltage to the amplifier circuit. Same way, this input voltage is going to be amplified, and due to that there will be a flow of a output current which is represented as IO. And when this output current is passing through the load resistance, and it is going to produce a voltage which is known as a output voltage of the amplifier. So this has a notation which we are using for the amplifier. But now you should know that in some of the case I have mentioned a capital letters, and in some of the case I have mentioned a small letter. Here, try to understand that suppose this current is there, IDC. I am using a capital letter. But at the same time, this is also representing a current, that is the input current. But here I have used a small letter. So what is the reason? If you find that VCC, here I am using a capital V, but when I am writing a input signal, I am using a small v. So there is some meaning for that. So you should remember in the electronics, whenever you read any kind of a electronics circuit, then you should understand that if this letter is a capital, then that voltage or the current is not changing with the time. It is a constant. Or you can say, to represent the DC current, here, to represent the DC current or the voltage, DC current or voltage, always we have to use a capital letter. Capital letter, let's say for a voltage it will be a capital V, and for a current it is capital I. Then if you are talking about a AC current, then AC current is the instantaneous current. It is changing with the time. So here you can see I am using a small letter. Here this input current is a AC current. So I am using a small letter of I. The output current is also a AC current. So there we are using a small letter. So for representing a AC current, always use a small letter. Correct? Like a small I or a small v. So here for a DC current or the current or the voltage which is not changing with the time, always you have to use a capital letter, and the current and voltage which is changing with the time, it is for that you have to use a small letter. Here you can see for representing a resistance Rs, why we have used a capital letter? Because we know that value of that component is not changing with the time, and that's why here we are using a capital letter. Same way, here the resistance Ri, it is also a capital because it is not changing with the time. So in the electronics, always you should understand that whatever the parameters are changing with the time, always it has to be represented with a small letter, otherwise you can represent with the capital letter. Okay, so this is about the notation which we are going to use for the amplifier circuit. Okay, now let us define a current, voltage and the power gain of the amplifier. Okay, so first of all we will see a voltage gain. Now in 12th standard already you have defined voltage gain is nothing but it is a ratio of a output voltage to the input voltage. So in this case if you see this diagram, output voltage is VO and the input voltage is VI. So if you take this ratio, that will give you the voltage gain. The symbol for the voltage gain is AV, and here we write this VO by VI, output voltage divided by input voltage. But remember that whatever the ratio I have mentioned, it is correct or not. It is correct or not. You cannot take a ratio of a instantaneous value of the voltage to the instantaneous value of a input voltage. Why? Remember that output voltage, here whatever the output voltage is there, it is an instantaneous value. Instantaneous value means at any time t. Here suppose at time t, I am measuring this voltage is VO is there. Now at the same time, if my input signal is there, and in that case, if I am measuring this input signal at this time, T then the ratio of VO and VI will be wrong. Try to understand that when you are using this formula, that instantaneous value of the output voltage to the instantaneous value of a input voltage, then you do not know at what time you are measuring the output voltage, at what time you are measuring the input voltage. This time difference will be there, and the amplitude of the output voltage, amplitude of the input voltage will be different, and therefore you cannot take this ratio VO by VI. Here in this case, you have to consider the RMS value of the output voltage, RMS value of the input, because the RMS value is not changing with the time, and therefore whenever you are calculating the voltage gain, always we take a VO RMS by a VI RMS. And remember here again I have used a capital letter. Capital V is there. What this indicate? It is not changing with the time. RMS value is never changing with the time. Only it depends on what is the amplitude of your input signal. So here, in this case, so whenever you are calculating the gain of the amplifier, then always you have to consider the RMS value, or you can consider the peak value or the peak to peak value. So remember, in the notation, when I am not writing a RMS, then it is understood that this capital VO or the capital VI is representing RMS value. Always we are not writing a RMS, but it is understood that it is a ratio of a RMS value. Okay, now what is the peak value? Here when we are talking about a AC signal, remember that when you are talking about a AC signal, then the AC signal is like this. Correct? In AC signal, we know that this is representing a maximum voltage. Remember, AC signal is always written as V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Correct? So what is Vm? Vm is representing the amplitude or the maximum value of the AC signal. So here we have this maximum value. It is called a Vm, or sometimes we are representing the Vp, that is known as the peak value. Then V for this negative cycle, this voltage is known as a minus Vm, or you can say a minus Vp. So this value is called a peak value of the AC signal. So here this peak value, remember, the peak value is not changing with the time. It is a fixed. So you can also take the ratio to calculate the voltage gain as VO peak divided by VI peak. And to represent this peak value, here you can see, to represent this peak value, I am using a capital letter. It is not a small one. But whatever the instantaneous value is there, it is a small letter. So VO peak divided by VI peak, then you can calculate the gain of the amplifier. Now, instead of measuring this peak value, here if you can measure this value, volt amplitude from this peak to this peak, means the peak value of a positive cycle to the peak value of a negative cycle, then this is known as a peak to peak value. So this amplitude of the AC signal is called a peak to peak value. So I can also calculate the gain of the amplifier by taking the output voltage peak to peak divided by input voltage peak to peak. So here in the electronics, remember, when you will be in a SOIBSC or QIBSC, then you are going to measure the peak value or the peak to peak value. But when you are using the voltmeter, then the voltmeter is measuring the RMS value. So either you take the ratio of the RMS value or you take the ratio of a peak to peak value. Now, what is the conversion between the RMS value and peak to peak value? Here. So, already you know that the RMS value of a sine wave, remember, RMS value of the sine wave is given by a maximum voltage divided by root 2, or you can say it is a peak value divided by root 2. Correct? Now, here, whatever the peak to peak value is there, V peak to peak, and that V peak to peak voltage is nothing but, you can say it is a 2 times peak value. 2 times peak value. Means the peak value will be equal to a peak to peak value divided by 2. So, here if I will write this value of Vp here, then the Vrms is V peak to peak divided by 2 root 2. Correct? So, you should remember this formula when you are calculating the gain of the amplifier. Remember, when you are taking the ratio, then this ratio must be identical, means that input voltage is a peak value, output voltage is peak to peak value, you cannot calculate. That both the parameter input and the output must be in the same format. That means that ratio must be of either a RMS or a peak value or a peak to peak value. So here, if the peak to peak value is given to you, then you divide by 2 root 2, you will get a RMS value. Correct? So here in AC, we can have a peak value, peak to peak value, and Vrms value. You should understand what is the difference between these three voltage. Okay. Now, same way, we can calculate the current gain of the amplifier. But the current gain is represented as AI, and that is the ratio of what? Output current divided by a input current. So here we have to consider a output current, RMS value of the output current, and the RMS value of the input current. You cannot take this ratio, that is the instantaneous value of the output current and the input current. So, or you can have a IO peak to peak value divided by II peak to peak value. So, what is given in your example? Accordingly, you have to convert your current either in a RMS or peak value or peak to peak value, and then you calculate the current gain. Correct? Same way, the power gain. Power gain means, already you know, that is represented as AP, output power divided by input power. here. Okay, we will write power gain is defined as AP is equal to a output power of the amplifier or the output power delivered to the load resistance divided by a input power given to the amplifier circuit. So it is a ratio of a PO by PI. Remember that when you are writing the power, then always it must be a average power or the RMS power. You cannot have or you cannot measure a instantaneous power. So this output power we can write as a VO into IO. Already you know P is equal to I into V. Same way the input power is VI into II. Input power is input voltage into input current. Now here already we have defined what is the VO by VI and what is the IO by II. So already you know that VO by VI is nothing but it is representing a voltage gain, and IO by II is nothing but it is representing a current gain. So the power gain of the amplifier is nothing but it is a product of a voltage gain and power gain. Now let us see a few examples so the idea about the current voltage power gain will be clear to you. Okay, one of the simple example is that amplifier has a signal input voltage Vi of 0.25 volt. Remember, if this voltage are not mentioned that it is a peak value, RMS value, instantaneous value, then you should consider that it is a RMS value. So here we will note down the data what is given to you. So the input voltage of the amplifier is a 0.25 volt. And draw a 1 milliampere current from the source. Draw the current means that current is going to inside the amplifier. So that is nothing but it is called a input current of the amplifier. It is a 1 milliampere. The amplifier delivers 8 volt to a load. So whatever the load is there, across the load resistance RL, the voltage drop is 8 volt. And it is representing the output voltage of the amplifier. It is a 8 volt at a load of 10 milliampere current. So the output current is given a 10 milliampere. Remember, here all the data are given in a RMS value, so we don't require any kind of a conversion. Now what we have to find out? Current voltage and the power gain of the amplifier. So for the simple definition is there. Simple definitions for the voltage gain. Voltage gain is AV is equal to VO by VI, and it is given the VO is a 8 volt is given and VI is 0.25, and I think so this will come out to be a 32. Okay. So the voltage gain of the amplifier is 32. Then what is the second one? The current gain. The current gain is AI is equal to a output current divided by input current. Output current is a 10 milliampere, input current is 1 milliampere, so this is a 10. Current gain is 10. And already we know the power gain AP is what? It is a product of AV into AI. So that is 32 into 10, so 320. This is the power gain of the amplifier. Correct? So this kind of the example will be asked as an objective. Remember, it is not a complete numerical, but it is a part of the objective question. Okay, now let us see a second example. So what is given here? An amplifier has a signal input of 100 millivolt peak to peak. Remember. So here the RMS value is not given. That input voltage of the amplifier is a peak to peak value, and that is a 100 millivolt peak to peak. And draw a current of 100 microampere peak to peak. So the input current is 100 microampere peak to peak from the source. Amplifier deliver 100 milliwatt power across the load of 100 ohm. Means the output power is given. Output power is 100 milliwatt, and the value of the load resistance is given, and that is the 100 ohm. Correct? So these are the data. Correct? Now what you have to find out? The current, voltage and the power gain. So first of all, we will convert. Remember, because the sum of the data is in RMS, sum of the data is in peak to peak. So we will have to convert either in a RMS or either in a peak to peak value. But let us see that VI is given a 100 millivolt peak to peak. Now, to convert this peak to peak value into a RMS, so that VI, you can say RMS value is 100 millivolt, so it is a 10 raised to minus 3, or just now we are not writing, it is a, we write just a 100 millivolt divided by, now peak to peak value has to be converted into RMS value, and therefore I have to divide by the factor of 2√2. When you divide by 2, it will be converted into peak, and when you divide by √2, will be converted into a RMS. So this VI RMS will comes out to be 35.35 millivolt RMS value. Okay? Same way, the input current, that input current into RMS, if you were to write, then 100 microampere divided by 2√2, because it is in peak to peak. It is in peak to peak, remember. So we divide by 2√2, and this will come out to be again 35.35 microampere. Correct? So the voltage and converted, both are converted into a RMS. Now the power is given, that output power is 100 milliwatt. Correct? So from this power you can calculate the output current, or you can calculate a output voltage. Now we know that the power is given as VO square by RL. P is equal to V square by R. So here from this you can calculate what will be the output voltage. Correct? So here the output voltage, this output voltage will be under root of P O into RL. Correct? VO square by RL. So you can find out this. And the PO is 100 into 10 is to minus 3 because it is milliwatt is there. Value of the RL is 100 and therefore this output voltage will come up to be a under root of 10 and this is 3.16. Round about 3.16 will be there. Correct? So we have calculated this much parameter. Now you can find out current gain, voltage gain or a power gain. So let us see the voltage gain. The first one will be a voltage gain. So voltage gain is a ratio of a output voltage divided by input voltage. Output voltage we have calculated as a 3.16 and the input voltage already we have calculated as 35.35 millivolts. Remember, both are in RMS. 35.35 millivolts, so 10 is to minus 3. And if you calculate this, then this will come out to be a 89.45. Roundabout, it is a the voltage gain of the amplifier is 89.45. Now, second one, the current gain. AI, that is the ratio of a output current divided by input current. But the output current is not given. Remember, but we know that what is the output voltage and the load resistance. So here instead of a output current, we can write as VO by RL divided by input current. Or you can also calculate the output current using this formula that the PO is equal to IO square into RL. And from that you can find out the output current. Correct? So here this is equal to output voltage is 3.16, the load resistance is 100 divided by the input current. Input current they have calculated as 35.35 microampere, so 10 is to minus 6. And then you will find that it is a 894.48. Correct? Now, the power gain. Power gain is what? Product of AV into AI. So, third one is the power gain. AP is equal to AV into AI. So, that is a 89.45 multiplied by 894.48. And roughly this will be 80 into 10 to 3. Remember that the current gain, voltage gain and power gain all are the ratio. So they do not have any unit. They are dimensionless quantity. Okay. So in the next lecture we will see what is the effect of a input resistance and the output resistance of the amplifier on the output voltage of the amplifier. and also we will see some numerical based on the input and output resistance.